I felt like doing a video blog post. I don't know why, just because. The problem though is that I don't really have anything to post. Nothing's really happening. The end. So I decided I would tell a story that's not my own story. It's a story that was told to me by John Carroll Lynch. John Carroll Lynch is an actor. You've probably seen him in the movie Fargo. He was in Gothica. He's been in a hell of a lot of movies, actually. He's probably best known as Drew Carey's cross-dressing brother in The Drew Carey Show. He and I were in a Guthrie Theatre production of Shakespeare's As You Like It. John played a villain. He's actually really good at that. He doesn't tend to play those on movies and television, but he's a good villain on stage because he's about 800 feet tall. But he's a really nice guy, and this is a story that John told to me and the group of the actors one day. I don't know when this story was set. It's sometime between 1977 and 1991. John and his friend were in Las Vegas, and they're hanging out, doing the Las Vegas thing, gambling, going to the bars and all that kind of thing. And they're sitting at the bar one day, and John's friend says, "Hey, look over there, that guy looks a lot like Red Fox. Red Fox of Sanford and Son fame." John Carroll Lynch says, "Yeah, man, I think that is Red Fox." So the friend, he's been drinking, and he decides, "Hey, I'm going to go over and talk to Red Fox." He goes over and he says, "Mr. Fox, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I'm a big fan of all of your work," and blah, 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 blah. And Red Fox turns around and says, "That's great. It's wonderful to meet you. Here's 2 tickets to my show." And gives them 2 tickets to a show that is that night. The show is at 11:30, which I guess at the time wasn't an odd thing. At the time, you used to have shows at 11:30. So they get there at 11:20, you know, in time to find a good seat and get a drink in. When they get there, the first thing that John notices, there's no one there. But they don't worry about it too much, and so they sit down, they get their drinks. At 11:30, the show's supposed to start. Finally, a few more people show up. John looks around the room, and there's really only about 15 people in the place. At 11:45, finally, these guys walk up to the front of the stage. It's the band, and they start setting up, okay? And they start warming up and doing their thing. Midnight, finally, they start playing the Sanford and Son theme song, and out walks the man himself, Mr. Red Fox. So Red walks out onto stage, he's got his drink and everything, grabs the mic, looks out at the audience and says, "Man, this is fucked. I ain't playing for no 15 people."